It's about to get Gabby AF.
We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. It's nothing less, cause you rocking with the best. Now we about to get Gabby AF.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Gabby AF. And I'm very excited for this edition because this is someone who I do consider a friend. One of the first wrestlers I met actually in my, pro wrestling journey of becoming a producer, now a podcaster. And this is the one and only Absolute Ricky Starks. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining.
I'm doing very well.
Today?
It's pretty cold out here, but here we are, and I'm here after. It's been some time now, huh? It's been a few years. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't talked to you in a while.
No.
I feel like.
Yeah,
actually.
but now look at you. You have your own show. It's amazing.
You're too cool. I know. Is it weird?
No,
I
kind of expected
crazy,
it.
But
yeah.
really,
Yeah,
that's nice. Do you remember that first time we met? It was Pittsburgh at the first ever AEW show, and you were like, you were also very because it was the first ever Rampage.
Oh my God! Yes, it was.
Show.
Yeah, that was a wild time because I was like,
Yeah.
I think I was still doing commentary maybe, and.
You weren't even Absolute yet,
right
doing the stuff.
No, I still was.
Wow. I mean, you were born Absolute. Let's be
just
for
saying.
It.
I still was.
I'm saying
but I definitely was doing the
you.
commentary stuff and still get my feet after the injury and all that. So yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah,
it feels like
it doesn't feel like it
feels
was
like 6 years
a
ago.
long time ago. No way, it was 6.
It feels a long
no,
time.
it wasn't 6.
It feels like it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
no.
We're getting old, so
yeah.
That's kind of what happens. You also said it's cold there. Do you know I'm in New Jersey and it's 20
yeah, it's
degrees out today?
it's 14 degrees here in Austin.
So.
We have a cold front coming through. Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's
cool.
I didn't realize it was that
real.
cold there. Oh well. We can't talk about that. It's going to be a very depressing show. But I do want to talk about some exciting stuff that just happened. I mean, you were just at Battle of the Belts. You are AEW World Tag Team Champion, 1/2 with Mr. Big Bill.
Yeah.
Big boy, I must say. It fits him well. And you beat Jericho and Sammy. Those, Sammy got you on Dynamite last week because with the help of Jericho,
on Dynamite.
Sammy Guevara.
No, sadly, Jericho decided to come out afterwards. But Sammy did get. He got me.
He beat you.
Clean and fair.
I don't like that. Whatever.
You gotta be honest.
We'll say. Fine. I think you were distracted a little bit. I don't think it was fair, but that's just my take on it. And then you showed up at Battle of the Belts, and you were like, "We're not taking this shit." But you had a little help too,
right.
which was interesting. Your old
that
friend.
I
What's
don't.
that about?
I think that was
Hobbs?
more of the enemy of an enemy type thing. Because he made some comments about how we're not friends. He was just doing that to screw Jericho and Sammy over. Which, hey, I respect it. If that's what it's about, then let's keep it that way. I'm cool with it. But regardless, I still am the AEW World Tag Team Champion, me and Big Bill. So, I mean, we came out of it pretty clean, I say. Still champions. Come on. Pretty good.
Yes. I mean, you've beaten Jericho now 3 times. I could say you kind of have his number.
I mean,
point, right?
That's a yes. 3 times. So, I mean,
yeah, I do my research.
At this point,
okay?
is
I know things.
Is it any surprise? I don't think so. No, not at all. Not at all. Come on.
I mean, listen, Absolute Ricky Starks.
It's in the nickname. It is in the nickname, guys.
Yes.
Come on, be real.
I mean, I loved seeing you on your singles run. I think that was when people really, your promo battles have kind of put you on that forefront, especially when you were up against MJF and that little feud. But I'm really, really enjoying seeing you in the dynamic with Big Bill as the tag team champions. Talk a little bit about working with him and kind of, how you have to adjust yourself from kind of that singles game and now adjust it to being a champion on a tag team. And
this past summer with Collision, there was a trajectory of me, going up, and so now me and Big Bill came together after All In, as a me as a manager and him as me managing him, and then it turning into a tag team. So it's been fun. It's been very cool to see how things have escalated. Uh, Me personally, though, I always tell people that we aren't a tag team. Yes, we're the tag team champions, but we're still single wrestlers because I don't want someone to think like, hey, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he is a great dude to be with. We are just two coworkers, just making it by. We're tag team champions, and we've really made something out of nothing. And I think that's something to be said for both of us in terms of our talent and ability. And it's I think people like it. I think people do like it. I think they still wish that I was a singles competitor still, but for what we have right now, me and Big Bill, we're making it pretty awesome. I think.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a pretty stacked
Oh
tag
yeah,
division
for
in
sure.
AEW, so you guys have
Oh
some
my
people
god!
you got to take out
And honestly,
to
I
keep
have
going.
no problem admitting, like, yeah, there's other tag teams that could be tag team champions as well, right? Because they're that good, and their day will come for sure. I don't know when. I won't be in charge of that, but I definitely agree that the tag team division is very deep and very talented.
So in that division, who I mean,
Right.
everyone's going to come for you guys, obviously. You're the champions. Are you kind of done with the Sammy and Chris,
Yeah,
and now you're kind of moving on to
I think
the
so. I'd
bigger,
hope
badder
so. I
teams?
wish so. I think I welcome any new type of tag team to come our way, and if Private Party just came back, I wouldn't mind that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
was
wouldn't.
there when they came back, by the way. It was in
I wouldn't
Jersey.
mind
They got a
that.
huge pop.
So I'm glad to move on and to go to different types of different tag teams now, basically, and see try to see how we measure up to those tag teams as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot going on in AEW, a lot of changes happening. Obviously, there was the little reveal of the devil, so you got maybe those boys that might come for you with the kingdom behind Adam Cole. Maybe little Taven and Mike Bennett are going to try to get the titles off of you. I
Oh
don't know what's
wow,
going to happen,
I
but
didn't think of that.
you didn't think
No,
of that? I mean, they're
well,
going to come for everything.
damn, that's a good point.
How did you feel about that, by the way? Did you know who the devil was
Yeah,
and
I've
you
been
were
new.
not
I
telling
put it
anybody?
together. I watch enough true
You knew?
crime movies and documentaries. I put it together like within
Yes.
the second week. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've been new. It was
I mean,
no big shock to me. Um,
so it's interesting because I do think obviously like I was saying, there's a lot of changes that have happened. Samoa Joe's the new champion. You got Sting and Darby kind of going into it. What besides obviously you and Big Bill, who are just dominating, what are some of the things that are your goals for yourself? I know you take yourself out of kind of the tag team division for a second. 2024 just started.
right.
You're absolute Ricky Starks. Where you were in 2023 is light years in difference. So what can we kind of expect from you this year? What are your goals in what's happening in AEW, which is constantly
That's
changing?
such a hard question because
I know. I only ask the hard questions here, Ricky.
it's
I know you
hard
can
for me
handle
to
it.
even because I put out my goals back in 2023 and I put out my goals back when I was in 2022 and I've always been like so far off the mark with them in terms of my goals and how things pan out for me. So I couldn't even fathom it right now what my goal would be right now. I know that sounds like weird for me, but I don't know. I don't know what my goals are anymore. I mean, I still aspire to be AEW World Champion, of course, and I still aspire to be those things, of course, But it's always hard to try to map out like how that looks because they're so different. Um, yeah, wow, you stumped me. I don't know.
It's I understand it's a hard question. I mean, I guess to make it a little more specific, because the roster
Yeah.
is so rich in AEW, like, are there people you haven't gotten in the ring with yet, maybe possibly, that you
Oh,
want to get in there with?
oh
Like, there's been a
yeah,
lot of
for sure,
additions,
for
stuff like
sure. I
that.
think,
Yeah.
I really think getting in the ring with John Moxley, uh, getting back in the ring with Bryan Danielson, these, those type of people,
Oh, hell yeah.
Ethan Page, uh, just that type of, personalities and talents that are abundant is
Yeah.
something that I'm
Yeah.
hoping for that that does happen. So uh, yeah, like that's just off the top of my head. If you gave me some time to sit down and write it, I could come up with a list. Just because we have an
I should
in
give you
depth
homework.
roster, which is great.
Yeah. You guys have a lot of great veterans, especially, Adam Copeland just joined, like, kind of people that have been around for a minute. Who is kind of like your person that you go to in the back, that you chat with, you take advice?
Yeah,
Like, is there anybody like that, or do people come
I
to
talked to
you?
Cody Rhodes. I don't have anyone in the back to really
Yeah.
talk to.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes is one of my favorite people in the world.
yeah.
That's not even a question. So I understand that. Obviously, that's your boy,
The
so
other
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
But that's kind of cool.
the other person that I talk to when I can is Brian, but that's not that often. But I mean, yeah, I don't really have
Mhm.
anyone that I talk to or I can go to advice back there. You know what I'm saying? Um, it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Maybe, listen, I mean, Cody's a good, very good resource to have. I think it's awesome that you guys are so close that not even being in the same place, you can still feed off each other and, like, talk about stuff, and you're still rooting for each other and
Yeah,
supporting each other
friendship
as
is
much as
a big thing
possible.
to me.
I just did the
I really value
Yeah.
friendship over anything, and it's just from personal experiences in my life that I've lost people that I now move forward in life, making sure that my friends are definitely seen, heard, and understood, and they know. God forbid if I should die tomorrow or right, in the hour, they at least know how I felt about them and the depths of our friendship that I had and inside of me. So yeah,
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, I remember talking when I did first talk to you on this, like, kind of wavelength that you're going. You were always that kind of humble of a person because you had been through a lot. Like, I feel like you use your past and kind of experiences that you've had to shape you into this person and to have that kind of mindset, which is something I've remembered about you since the first time I met you. You were just like, you don't know, like, this happened to me. Like, you were a little crazy, but in, like, a good way, where you were, like, funny. And you have been through some life experiences and a lot of stuff
yeah.
to, like, get to where you are today. So, like, how much does that mean to you to be champion? I mean, if we're going to get a little bit real and influential, you are a great influence on people. I think you're a very good inspiration. Maybe talk about some of, the hardships you've had and the experience that you've
You
had to
know,
get to where you are today.
uh, I've never really considered myself an inspiration to people. I do share my life story, and I am open in that sense of like, hey, this is my experiences, and you can take this how you want. I know some people would take it as me, you know, whining about something, but I'm really just explaining to people like, hey, I've been through certain things, so I know this is where my perspective lies.
Yeah.
To be a
Yeah.
champion right now is cool. It's no different than when I was FTW champion. I'm always looking for the
Right.
next thing in terms of, okay, I did this. I have to keep going. I cannot stop and be okay with where I'm at. And that's how I've always been, and that's the drive that I have. I need. I'm in a constant search of catching the wave, catching the momentum, so to speak, and. You know how you've seen people who are running in public and they have to wait for the crosswalk, right? But they
Yes.
don't stop running. They're not. They're still like they're jogging in place until the light turns green so they can run across. I sometimes feel like that's me, where I am waiting at the crosswalk and I'm waiting for it to turn green, and it seems to be taking forever. So I am constantly in motion and I'm constantly making sure that I move forward and I progress just for myself. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and there's a lot of things that I want to leave behind when I do retire, and I don't want to let time slip between my hands with that.
Right. I mean, you're still so young. So
No,
you're not retiring
no,
anytime
but
soon, thank goodness.
it's.
But
I hear that a lot. Everyone says, "Man, you're so young. You still have time." I don't. I don't necessarily agree with that. None of us have time. I don't think none of us have time at all
right.
because it can just be done. So get the most out of it while you can.
Damn. Well, now I don't feel old because you're right, 100%. I
Yeah.
think that I'm old every day. So I'm like, you got to do it. You got to go for it. It's also that New York mindset because for me,
Right.
everything's like quick in motion. So I'm the opposite of you where like I'm not waiting for the light to turn green if I'm running. I'm just making a right turn and going around the light because I
Yeah.
don't have any patience to wait. So maybe that's not as good. Patience is a good thing to have because they say you work hard and you have that patience,
It
and then
is. Yeah.
that's when things will come.
I'm actually
But
I'm both
I'm
of
not a
those
patient
things.
person.
I don't like to wait for my turn and my opportunity.
Mhm.
I go for it. But
Right.
I guess what I meant by that metaphor was that my career is I can sprint as hard as I can, but sometimes I'm gonna have to wait for the crosswalk. And
Right.
that's as much as I can control.
Or you're
Yeah,
hit by a
exactly,
bus, and then
exactly. You never know.
it's not good for anyone. So you mentioned Cody. Obviously, he's a great, outlet for you. Someone that you go to. That's your friend. Another friend that you were shown training with is obviously
My best
Jade,
friend, yeah,
who you're
I
close
love
with,
her.
who also has now.
Yeah,
I know that's your girl. Love her. She's one of the most stunning people I've ever met in person. So talk a little bit about that friendship. You got in the ring with her and you were training. So how happy are you for
I
her?
I'm
And
I am
are you
beyond
excited for her to
thrilled
make
for
that
her.
debut at some point?
A lot of people don't know is that she is training even when she isn't at the PC. She's training at the
Mm-hmm.
school in Atlanta, and I'm there helping, when I can. You know, we train together, and it's great to train with someone who is so like minded, who is driven and ambitious. And she
Mm-hmm.
busts her ass. She busts her ass more than what anyone
Yeah.
wants to give her credit for. And it isn't up to her to try to disapprove these things that people say about her. And that's what I tell her. You won't ever change someone's opinion about you, and even then, it's not your job. It's not your job to change someone's opinion about you.
Right.
So I'm so excited and happy for her and how things have gone. I will never shy away from supporting my friends publicly because I think they would do the same
Mm-hmm.
for me. Um, and yeah, I think she's a great person, and she deserves everything that she has because she works for it, and she's made a ton of sacrifices. Yeah.
That's
She's
awesome. I love that so much. Especially, real people like supporting each other. It's not like fake friendships
right.
sometimes that you see on social media of like the bullshit
Yeah,
just posting
like
to post or saying like I'm so excited
never.
for you
Yeah,
and
and
then
you
like you
never
never
talk.
talk ever again
It's
because
not
you
even
don't care
like
that
that with
much.
me and her. Like genuinely, they're helping her. She's so creative. Like she's very creative, and her mind of how wrestling is to see it shape and how it's starting to unravel is very cool because she gets it, and you know in training no less, like 1,000%, always giving it 1,000%.
Yeah.
Don't go less,
I love that though because yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait. I don't know when her debut is going to be, but
It's gonna be
I
great.
know it's going to be huge because they're building it up to be
It's
huge.
gonna
So
be
I'm
so
really
perfect.
excited for her as well. I also think it's funny. I don't know if you realize this, but like the last few days, like on my Twitter, it's like, oh, trending Ricky Starks. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why has Ricky been trending? So I'm like, obviously you won Saturday. And, so I'm like, is that why? Like, blah, blah. And I'm looking up and people love to like troll. You're kind of funny on Twitter, like a little bit. And people like to troll like your responses to them because people be like, what are you eating tonight, Ricky? Or like, what's up today? Like those kinds of things. So that is something I have to talk to you about because I think that you are hilarious on social media. And if people don't follow you, they should. Is that just you? Like, is that really like, I mean, I think that's exactly how
You've
you
met me in
are because
person, you
I know
talked to me.
you.
I don't think you tell me, am I
Yeah,
any different than on?
that's literally you. No, it's scary. Like, But I love that you can do that because you're not playing into like a fake thing, or you're not like, like
Yeah.
that's literally how you are. You are a very confident person too. So when you say you're absolutely like, you mean it, because I know that about
honestly,
you.
that's the thing about Twitter. Like, I don't really
amazing.
take the internet serious. I troll when I want to. Like, nothing really bothers me. I like to interact with people, and then say whatever I think is funny to me. I can never be a cornball. I can never be a corny person, and there's a lot of those people filled in wrestling. And so, if you like me, I like you. If you don't like me, I don't like you. So that's how I operate. If you think I'm funny, perfect. If you don't, okay, I don't care. I think I'm funny. And the stuff that I say, the stuff that I do is for the people that like me. Like the other day, I was in a very I was in a moment of gratitude, and I wanted to let my fans know, like, hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for still rocking with me and believing in me. I appreciate it. There's no hidden message behind it. There's nothing subtle about it. That's just me just saying, hey, I want to let you know I appreciate you guys. So it's always funny to see people interpret my tweets or something like that, because I've never seen so many people play mind gymnastics with things, and I kind of like it. I think it's fun. I think it's really fun to see. I like trolling. I like being obnoxious. I like talking shit to people, and I'm pretty quick with it. So it takes a lot for someone to like really, really, really get under my skin. But even then, that's hard too, because I could just literally just delete the tweet or get off the app, and I won't have to deal with it.
Right. Well, and 99% of the time they're following you. So like it's like they're mad at you,
follow me,
but they're your
and it's
fan,
like,
and they're following you. They just want the reaction.
Okay, that's cool. Like and there'd be the same people that ask me for an autograph in person, and I will gladly sign it, because who cares?
Yeah. I mean, if you're either making people talk or you're not, but either way you're invested, you're winning.
Exactly. And to me, like, this is how I think, right? Like, if I don't take it serious, that makes somebody that more angry when I say something. And if that is the type of response that I'm eliciting from someone, I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm off to a good start,
Yeah. I mean, hate or love, they're still feeling something, and that's all that you really want. If they're feeling indifferent, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, then it's just like, all right. Great. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like, when I'm bored, I'll be tweeting. That's just how it is. Like, who cares?
Well, that's how it should be. Like, social media is just turned into this like cesspool at times, where
this weird like cesspool of organization, like this cesspool of a business plan that we have to, and it's just like, oh God, okay,
no,
we get it.
It's insane. It's because like we should take advantage of the fact that social media brings people together from all over the world, which didn't exist so long ago. That like you can watch your highlights on them, you can interact with fans. Like that's a blessing, and we take such advantage of it that we're like mean to people, or we like really want to, find out about things first or spoil stuff. And I'm just on it. Like I just like reading the comments. Like I'm just here for the comments. Like when you say that shit, I love seeing how you affect people. Like sometimes the women too are just like, oh my God, they freak out about Ricky Starks.
I had people tweet mad at me like, wow, Ricky, you're being horny on the timeline. It's only 2 p.m. It's like, if you think that is being horny, okay, all right.
That's for separate, that's DMs kind of thing. You know what I mean? But that's a whole different world in the DMs.
I don't even bother.
The women want to know, though, Ricky. Like the women want to know about you. They get excited when you kind of say some spicy shit on Twitter because you think you're being funny, and they're
I know it's wild, ain't it?
And they want to know everything about you. Yeah, it's. I don't know how you handle it.
I'm oblivious
to
it. I'm naive to it. I just go about my day.
Should we?
Oh yeah, I'm obviously single. Duh. Look at.
Well, I don't know. Some people aren't, and they just keep it private.
I'm single. I keep my personal life private because social media isn't. You don't need to let everyone know. Everything. You don't need to
Yeah.
let them know everything.
Right.
But I have no problem telling someone I'm single
Right.
because, you know, what do I have to hide in that aspect? And from that small personal part
Yeah.
of me, I'm willing to be vulnerable and show someone that personal part of me. But that's where it kind of ends.
Right. Yeah. You could tell me more about stuff. We don't talk about it on the show. That's what everybody says. They're like, Gabby, I'll just text you later. I'm like, oh, all right, fine. So okay, so this is interesting because I like to talk about this kind of stuff. Who's like, because I'm single too, obviously, but I talk about it on my show all the time because I don't have a lot of luck in New Jersey. But who's like your number one, like, celebrity crush? Like, if they were into wrestling, come to AEW so that, like, Ricky Starks could talk to her, because I like to make you feel
I thought you were
awkward,
gonna
so
ask me like my favorite, like, who is my favorite male wrestler and who are my favorite female wrestlers. Okay.
Oh my God, could you imagine if I asked that question? That would be the
No,
most,
it
like,
wouldn't.
generic.
My answers are actually all over the place with that one, so you could do that later. Okay, yeah,
We'll do that after this one.
My celebrity crush. My celebrity crush is Zendaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did.
I think you told me that before. Yeah.
And you know,
that's a good one, I guess. She's like annoyingly perfect looking. So like
Snow Allegra too. She's a singer. Look her up. You love her. She's great. Yeah, she's great.
Okay. Well, look her up.
Do they look alike? No.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes guys will tell me like two celebrity crushes, and I'm like, well, you have a type. They're very like similar.
No,
you know what I
mean, no, I don't have. I like all types of women. Like Lupita. You ever heard of Lupita? She's so beautiful.
Oh my God,
that's another crush. I think she's gorgeous. Yeah.
She's very beautiful. I know. She's very naturally beautiful. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just like you, Ricky. You're meant to be. Okay, so now we have to, because you wanted.
Okay, oh yeah.
Tell me the other one. Favorite?
Well, no, it's
this
just
is most like generic podcast.
I had in my
tell
head
me your
already.
favorite
I was like,
male
this is
wrestler.
a breeze. I'm about to shoot this down. All right.
No. Favorite male wrestler, favorite.
I'll give you 3 of 3. 3 and 3. All right, so my favorite male wrestler. I know, it's funny.
Makes me scared.
All right, so obviously my favorite of all time is The Undertaker, so he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's my second favorite? My second favorite would probably be me, for sure. Obviously, duh.
Interesting.
And the third would be Naito. I really think he's great. Yeah.
Interesting. I like those answers.
Yeah.
I like those answers. Okay. Guys, we have a problem. Recent studies have shown that testosterone levels are falling in American men. Low T is linked to depression, low sex drive, and weight gain, so it's important to stay on top of it. You could go to a TRT clinic, but it's expensive, awkward, and in most cases, not necessary. You just need to stimulate your body's own natural testosterone production. It's time to check out the Ultimate Test Stack at LegacySubs.com. The majority of testosterone release occurs while you sleep, which is why the Ultimate Test Stack features their best-selling sleep aid, Recovery PM. Test X9 stimulates testosterone, T-Assist inhibits estrogen, and Recovery PM gives you the best night's sleep you've ever had. You're gonna feel like a new man after trying the Ultimate Test Stack for 30 days. If you don't believe me, check out all the verified 5-star reviews on Top Rated. Legacy Sports Nutrition is founded by 3-time world champion and SmackDown general manager, Mr. Nick Aldis, and 11-time women's champion and future Hall of Famer, Mickie James. And they personally use these products themselves. If you need more assurance, they're NSF certified, third-party lab tested, and made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility. And because you listen to this show, you can save 10% off your order at LegacySubs.com now by using Gabby at checkout. That's GABBY. That's LegacySubs.com. LegacySupps.com. It's time to level up with Legacy. So now women.
Jay Cargill.
Should have known
I
that.
like Jay Cargill. I like Julia. My third is probably and this is in no specific order, by the way. So don't get your feelings hurt. But man, my third, that's a hard one.
They're listening.
Because there's like 3 people for the third spot. 3 people.
Ooh.
3 people.
Okay.
Mercedes Moné, Bailey, and Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's 4. There's 3. Yeah, there's 3. So it's like, that's hard. But I'm only giving you 3. That list is there's like a lot more, of course.
Yeah.
But that's right off the top of my dome right now.
That's interesting. Well, I just had Bailey on.
Yeah, she's awesome, isn't she?
Week, actually. So she's awesome. She's
all
really,
3 of
really
those
kind.
girls
She's
are
really
great.
cool. But, amazing. I've never had the pleasure of meeting Mercedes, but that is someone rumored.
I keep hearing
up
that,
in
and
AEW
you know what?
sometime soon. So
I ain't seen her backstage,
everywhere.
so I don't know.
Yeah. But if she comes in,
Wrestle?
maybe that's someone you could wrestle.
I would rather
tag
with
maybe
her
bring her
than
in.
have a match with her.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Because she'd beat you?
No. Yeah, she can't beat me. No one can beat me.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's a badass. I mean, I don't know. Sammy just beat you on Dynamite last week, and you said it was clean. So.
We're talking about the top 3 of my favorite women's wrestlers.
That's true. Listen, that's true. I'm just I thought I could mess with you.
No,
I
you're
know.
not.
Now I'm
You're
pissing
not.
you off, and now you're gonna be like, I'm never
You're
doing
not.
this podcast ever again.
You could.
You
I could not come back.
But I mean, I might not want you back.
Valid.
I don't know.
That's valid.
You never know what could happen. Listen, you got to keep winning. I tried.
I've only lost twice. The last 2 matches, I've only lost twice. Which,
that's not. But the way you just said it, the last 2 matches I lost twice, that means you're 2 for 2. The way you just worded that was absolutely not helpful to you, absolute Starks.
It's okay. Whatever. Yeah, I definitely was like, last 2 matches I lost.
Fine.
So it's not big.
Last 2 matches I lost, but I'm really good.
I'm still smiling.
You're still champion.
So
Who gives a shit?
That's how I think.
Yeah. Listen, you're still champ. Right. You're still champ. Who cares? They're coming for you. There's only so much you can do when people are coming for you. You know what I mean? Because of who you are. And you got the little kids doing your little move, in the stands. I can't.
Why? You have a rotator cuff injury or something?
Yes, that's why. I don't want to show you that. Like, I don't do it.
You're literally pumping if you can't put your arms vertical,
it's like the
in the
Heisman
air,
kind of.
Like when you're going, if you can, hold on.
Hold
on. Your ass has to go through TSA, the security point. You go to that little thing. They say, hey, put your hands up, please. And it spins around you. You can do that, but you can't put your hands up in the air to my music. Oh.
No. So, to be fair, I've never asked to put my hands up. They just know I'm good and they walk.
You have pre-check?
I usually get special treatment when I show up. I don't have pre-check, but I've never once not.
There's no way in hell that you go through TSA security. You don't have to go through the thing. They don't let you go through the normal thing that pre-checkers go through.
It always happens. Yes, like the one metal detector, they always open it up for some reason. Like I'm always in a line with like someone who's like either handicapped or something. Like it always just ends up that way, and I'm either behind them. And I'm like, all right, you can come through too, because like I guess I never have hats on. I never have like metal belts or anything. So they're like, all right, just get through really quick. Never had an issue. Maybe I'm just like a trustworthy person. Why are you shaking your head? You think I'm lying?
You mean to tell me every time
I'm not a liar.
You've never gone through the thing, put your feet on the 2 yellow markers, ma'am, put your hands above your head and stand still. You haven't done that.
Maybe like once.
Well, you
maybe
probably
like
traveled
twice,
3 times a blue moon or something like that.
I don't travel like you every single week. You
That's
know what
valid.
I mean? Like I'm
That's
not
valid.
with a company where I'm traveling every week.
All right.
So, yeah. All right. Don't question me on my own show and call me a liar. No one's going to want to come on here. You're going to ruin my credibility. This is what happens. Every time I get somebody from AEW on this show, you people like to push my buttons. I had Eddie Kingston on. He was arguing with me my entire podcast arguing with me. Like literally got me. Well, just his goal was to get me angry. I think people just like to like set me off.
Do you ever
like,
think that
I'm,
you're
like, funny
emotionally compromised?
But, like I'm just.
Do you
I'm
ever
just a
think that you're
passionate person.
emotionally like weak?
No. And I don't like you asking me that question.
I don't know.
I'm not
I just asked.
emotionally weak. I think I'm emotionally. You want to know something? I think I'm emotionally strong because I will show you my emotions and I'm not scared of my emotions.
Okay, better question. Do you think that you're emotionally vulnerable? Yeah.
No.
There's a book you should read called Emotional Intelligence. I think you will find it to be pretty good.
Do you think I'm not emotionally intelligent?
If I had to guess your EQ, which is emotional intelligence, not your IQ, I would say that your EQ is about like 40. My number was about 110, which is pretty good. That's someone who's very in tune with themselves emotionally.
I think I'm very in tune.
No, I think you're confusing it. To be in tune with your emotions and still be allowed to be gotten to by other people definitely says you're not in control.
Here's the thing, though. What if I'm not really bothered, but I just show you that I'm bothered because it makes people excited that I get bothered. They like to see me freak out. They think it's funny. And I'm
You're doing it for other
people.
You're eliciting so much energy.
I'm a selfless bitch. Okay,
you're eliciting so much energy for other people. Yeah. Where does that say about you?
Yeah, that I'm a fucking saint on earth. That's what that says about me. I'm selfless, great person. If you have to say you're a great person, it obviously means that you are one. You know that isn't that what they say?
I don't think I've ever had to defend myself and say I'm a good person because I tell myself that.
Because I've said this and I will always say this. If you're not your number one, your own number one fan, you're doing it wrong. Like if you're not going to have your own back and be your favorite person to yourself, just start over. like you got to have your own confidence. You got to like yourself. And like that's something that took me a really long time for me personally. Like especially the year that I've had, it took me a really long time to like find my own self-worth and feel like I was good enough to do stuff, which I think everyone relates to that at some point in their life. Whether you're a wrestler, whether you're just living a normal life, like if you're just doing things, like I think you always reach a point, nobody's perfect, where you kind of question like if you're good enough to do something.
I think it's the part of the human existence, the experience that we have. And honestly, some people come out a lot better on the other side and some people they don't. So, I think it's worth speaking kindly to yourself from now on.
Yeah. Every morning you just say like, hey,
you're doing great.
You look good today.
You're doing a great job. And you're doing great. You look good and you're perfect. And you are I'm looking up to myself. And
I know.
Hey, you're so sweet and handsome.
Wow. Do you know how many women are going to clip that video and just replay that for themselves every day of you saying that? So like it's like you saying it to them. No, like you're doing great today, and you're beautiful and you're perfect. Like I hope every female clips that.
They should. I'm gonna start a new ASMR video where I say, "Hey, welcome."
You would kill it. Are you on TikTok? Like, do you do with the trends and stuff like that? I feel like you'd be so good at it because you're funny.
I don't want to get sucked into that world, and I'm scared of getting sucked into that world. And I listen. If getting on TikTok meant that my life would change for the better, maybe. But I don't see that happening. Because people don't.
You never know.
People don't like my type of sense of humor. Because they don't know when I'm being for real or when I'm not.
I don't know. I kind of like that.
Well, you're from New Jersey.
But that's also.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like you were meant to be from New Jersey or New York.
I'm from New Orleans.
Kind of attitude. I know. Yeah. I know you're from New Orleans. We talked about this.
I wouldn't want to be from New Jersey or New York because I would want to be from New Orleans.
I understand. But okay.
No, I'm just saying
We're
I
not gonna
don't
get into
want to
that
be
because
from
I
New
feel
York or New Jersey. I just want to be from New
I
Orleans.
yeah.
Right.
You are from
And
New
so I would
Orleans,
keep it
so it's
that
a good
way.
thing.
Like if you said, "Hey, you have a genie in front of you and you have to change your hometown, where would you change it to?" I say New Orleans. Not New Jersey or New York.
I don't think anybody would pick New Jersey. Let's be real. Like,
I see what
I
you're
get
doing. You're
shit from
trying to
being from New
bait me into saying
Jersey
something negative about New
a
Jersey,
lot.
but I actually like New Jersey.
I'm trying to bait you
I
to say something nice
like
about New
the
Jersey
New
because that would
Jersey
make.
Devils, and I like the Prudential Center, and I like the New Jersey Devils.
Ew.
I
I'm
got
not a
some
Devils
sick
fan. I'm
jerseys
actually
they
a
gave
Rangers
me.
fan, so I.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Devils, like Devils jerseys.
They're all they're.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know
I'm
you
gonna
liked
get it
hockey.
framed. I don't even watch hockey.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't watch hockey.
Yeah. I'm a big Rangers fan. I'm not a Devils fan.
Any
But
hockey fan I meet, I say
one of those
the
things.
Devils are better, and I've gotten into one argument with the dude, but it wasn't an argument because I didn't know anything, so he just was arguing against himself.
Yeah. Are you a Saints fan?
Of course.
You are? Interesting. You had a
What?
okay. Decent
Are you a
season,
Giants fan or something, or Jets fan, or
no?
When's the last time the Jets won the Super
No.
Bowl?
If I tell you,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
a
I
Jets
just thought
fan,
I'd
so
ask.
I don't
I don't
care.
know. When's the
I'm
last
actually
time
a
the
Packers
Packers won the
fan,
Super
so
Bowl?
I'm having. I mean,
No.
they just beat the Cowboys
When did they win the
when
Super
they were
Bowl?
supposed to lose.
Last time, because the Cowboys last won a Super Bowl in 1996. When did the Packers last win?
I mean, the Cowboys just lost to the Packers, like legitimately.
I'm
over
referring
again.
to
So, like,
the
I'm
Super
in a
Bowl.
great mood today, and you're. I don't live in the past, Ricky, so I just look forward to the future.
Yeah.
Where we just got a good win. Packers looked great.
Good job,
Jordan Love
Packers
looked awesome.
fans. Hey.
And the Saints weren't even, part of the conversation.
That's okay. I still think they're a good team.
Ready and now. They are a good team. I like their colors. Those are like my favorite colors in the league. Is that like a girl thing to say? I love those colors. Just saying. Everyone rolls their eyes at me at some point in my interviews, but all right. Anyway, I think this has been great. I know. Did you have a good time? Do you know what Gabby AF stands for? I ask my guests this every time before we sign off. The AF.
Well,
do you know what it
I
means?
feel like that's another baiting question where you go, "What does AF mean?" And I go, "Oh, ass." But I don't think it means that.
You can say it though. We can curse here.
I don't trust
adults,
you. But
you don't trust me?
I'm
so trustworthy.
if you have to say that you're trustworthy or not trustworthy, I think AF stands for absolutely fabulous.
Ooh, absolutely.
I know, absolutely fabulous.
Absolutely fabulous. Yeah.
What does it mean?
100% what it stands for.
Yeah.
AF, like the real AF? It means Gabby as fuck. That's what it means. Like, do you ever just like, oh, that's so like crazy as fuck? Like that was just crazy as fuck. Like,
are you
like
for real?
Time,
is
so
that what it really
Gabby
means?
AF like its own adjective.
So when you ask guests this and no one's gotten it right, or what?
No, sometimes they get it right and then they say it and they get like excited that they say it. Sometimes they.
Well, I literally just said I knew what it meant, but I didn't think that's what it meant because it was too obvious.
I just wanted to hear you say it. It's not that obvious actually.
I don't want to call out the people. How old are those people that didn't get it? Because they gotta be over 38 or 35.
It took Dave a while.
Who's Dave?
Okay, Dave yeah. It took him a minute.
Well,
to figure
that
out.
makes sense why he doesn't know what AF means.
Dave couldn't figure it out. Yeah, he would just every week would text me a new AF thing, and with the whole.
What's the age group of these people who got it wrong? Just give me a median.
That age group, I would say like 40, 50, 45. What is Dave?
You really threw those people under the bus. Huh?
It's fine. I don't work there anymore. I can do whatever I want. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. I had a great time. I thought this was an awesome interview. I learned a lot about you, Ricky. I mean, things that I already knew, but I think the people learned a lot about you.
Did you? No, joking. Yeah.
Ooh, before we go, did you make any New Year's resolutions?
No, I didn't. No, because hear me out. I feel like
you're so boring.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say something
Okay.
fun.
This is my thought process on New Year's resolution, right? If I wanted to change something about myself, why not just do it then and there? Why wait until the new year?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If nothing is
I mean,
promised for
I guess, but sometimes
tomorrow,
people.
then why am I promising
Yeah.
tomorrow a New Year's resolution when I can do it right
Yeah.
now? Hey, I want to lose weight right now. I need to get on a diet. I'm going to wait 10 days from now. No. Just like the college Everest commercial. Why wait? What are you waiting for? Get off your couch. Go. Call Everest right now. There's no excuse. That's how I think. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right now. You say, hey, Ricky, what's your New Year's resolution for, if we're in December of 2023, what's your New Year's resolution for 2024? I say, let's say I was fat. I would say, I want to change my diet. And you go, nice. But the day that you asked me, it's only December 2nd, right? And I was like, oh, I don't want to be fat anymore. I'm going to change my diet. I'm not going to wait until January 1st,
Do it
right?
now.
I would just do it on December 3rd.
Yeah.
Do you?
I get it. But I do, because I 100% actually agree with you on this, and I think 1000% I'm on the same page as you, but it's a big but. It's a big but coming from me. I think that it doesn't have to be that big of a thing. Like, I think more so resolutions are more of like time to like reflect back on the year of 2023, in the sense of, I ask people their resolution in January of 2024 as opposed to like December 1st, because you still have time to make it happen if there's something you want. But it doesn't always have to be massive. Like, I want to lose 20 pounds this year, or like, I want to do this. Yeah. It could be like a small thing. And I think that's almost healthier, where it's like, oh, you know what? Looking back on 2023, you know, I think I kind of didn't stand up for myself enough in situations, or didn't really have my own back. Okay. I want to be kinder to myself this year. Like, things like that, which aren't, oh my God, I couldn't do this before. But, you know, looking back, I think I could do a better job of that this year, and I want to work on it. Don't you think that's kind of makes sense?
Yes. It does make sense.
You know, it
does make sense. It does. No. If there's anything that I want to change, right? Like in terms of how I react, how I handle situations, I'm already doing it. I'm like doing it right now because I've already made the decision. Yeah. You know, a long time ago. Yeah. And that's not me trying to be like this weird philosophical, like, oh, he just wants to be different. No, I just like I had a conversation about someone who was like, well, you know, the grass is green where you water it, because my backyard has just rocks. And I said, well, what about people who have just rocks on their, you know, how do you water that? Yeah. And I stumped this person. He was just like, I don't have a retort to that. I said, exactly. Maybe we should stop using these cliche sayings. Interesting. Think about it. I mean, if you live in Las Vegas, you have no grass, typically.
So maybe just steer clear of the rocks.
Hey,
you know, like, don't step on
it's
them.
not about the grass is greener where you water it. The rocks are leveled whenever you get a chance.
Okay, I don't know if I follow that one.
Me either. I said it, and I was like, I didn't like that, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
But you weren't gonna say anything because you know what? You're your own number one fan. You're like,
exactly.
You get it. You get it. That's what you got to do. I get it. Wow, that was the nicest thing you said.
Because I thought I gave you a compliment earlier, but okay.
That's true. I mean, you did say I get it though, so that makes me happy, because now I'm going to read that emotionally intelligent book, so I feel better about myself, since you told me I have to read it. So maybe somewhere in between there was a compliment, but it was sandwiched with. Like,
I literally gave you.
But that's fine. I've been.
I literally gave you positive manifestations earlier. And this is the problem. You choose to hear compliments. And maybe that's a self-reflection of something within that you have to secretly work on.
Therapy with Ricky.
So, what do you want to talk about?
You're actually in a great therapy chair.
It is.
That looks like a comfy chair.
I got it from Wayfair.
You don't want. Just what I need. That's the saying for wafer. Did you know that? Anyway, we could be here all day. If we talk about my problems, it's not a fun podcast. But moving on, I kept you for way too long. I actually feel bad. I told you we were going to wrap 10 minutes ago, and we didn't. But it is what it is. You'll survive. I really appreciate you joining my podcast. I really, really did enjoy this. I did learn a lot about you. I think you are a very cool person to talk to when it comes to situations. I'm gonna have to call you now when I have any problems, and you're gonna be stuck with me.
Don't trauma
So
dump
I'm gonna
on
have to
me.
hear some motivational speech. I don't have any trauma to dump on you. Just fun everyday things that a normal girl will call her guy best friend about. Because now you're gonna be one of my best friends. So where we're ending.
I am not your best friend. I can tell you. No,
not yet.
We aren't best friends.
We're on the way.
I can tell you that right now. And I
not yet.
will not let you throw that word around so loosely. Okay? We are good acquaintances. Okay? That way I'm setting a boundary so that way you don't just come and trauma dump on me and me have to just deal with these issues that you have, and I'm also now my day is ruined.
No, I would never do that to you, Ricky. Listen, as a friend to another friend, I wouldn't do that.
That's very sweet.
Wow, you're welcome. Anyway, thank you so much. This is why my podcast is a problem. But I appreciate you coming on. Maybe never again. But I think we had a good time. I think you had a good time.
I had a blast, guys. This was so fun.
Thanks for keeping it real. Oh my gosh. I'm excited to see what else happens with you as a tag champion, because I think you're going to keep killing it with Big Bill. And I'm excited to keep seeing you kick ass and beat all these other tag teams in AEW.
At this point, who can stop me?
Keep killing it. I can't.
Neither can I. So we agree.
So taking over. You're taking over, and I love to see it. Thank you also for always being kind to me, no matter what, which you always were.
Thank you.
I'm going to throw that out
there. No one's ever told me that. No one's ever said that I'm
kind.
like really nice and kind. I have a RBF, so you know.
Always.
RB.
I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Well, you actually kind of do, but like it's kind of funny. But I also beat those down, like because I'm always smiling, so I feel like it's hard for people to like not be nice to me, which is
I'm genuinely a sweet person.
I'm a terrible person. Yes, you are, but you've always been kind. Even when I was like a producer, a random person there, you were always said hello and were super kind. So I thank you for that. And yeah, thank you for coming on my show. I hope everyone listening enjoyed this podcast with Ricky Starks, who's absolute and he's amazing. And I always end my show by saying LYMNB.
Hold on.
LYMNB.
LYM as in Mary. NB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love you, my new bitch.
No, but that's amazing. It's love you most, no backs.
Oh, so, like hags. Have a great summer.
Love you most, no backs. Yeah, like hags. I think it's cute.
So
I think
corny.
It's cute. It's corny as fuck. It's corny AF, but it makes me me because I like my people listening to be like, no, I love you. No, I love you. I love you most, no backs.
Don't you find that to be a little bit, I don't know, egotistical and self-serving to say, I love you the most, so I win. No loving me back. Boom. End of discussion. That's what it comes off as.
No, because that's a different hashtag. Love you most, I win.
Yes, so love you most, I win. You're an egomaniac. You're a controlling egomaniac saying, "Hey, no that's backs. It. I won. I got the last word." It's like, okay, keep that shit then. I don't want it.
No, sir. That's not correct. What I do is I do it at the end of the show.
That person has no way to say anything back.
Leave it off with no backs. They could say it back to me because they'll hear me next week, and then if the love fest continues.
But you say that you won.
Listen, it's my show. I can win if I want to. Can I have a win?
That's kind of like, I don't know, single child syndrome.
But I continue the conversation on social media.
Single child
I love you more. I'll be like, well,
you act
I'm
like
not a single child.
This is
That's
my show,
incorrect.
and I
have
win.
2 older brothers. I got my ass kicked my whole life. I had 2 older brothers. I was never a single child.
Oh my
I
God.
I had to fight for food.
I'm so sorry. I get it now. Oh my God, I get it.
What? You get what?
The reason that you have this show
here we go.
is because you feel in control for once. And you feel like this, just like Wanda Television, you can control the whole thing from top to bottom. That's why you end your show like this. Because when you end your show saying, I win, it gives you the validation that you didn't have when you were younger because of your 2 older brothers. You are finally in control. And this is your entire domain that no one can rattle you. No one can make you feel less than. You will always win in this domain. And anyone who tries to fight you will lose every single time by clicking the red hang up button. That is what this show is about. And that is why it's titled Gabby AF. Because it is solely about you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. This was a perfect test for me and opening up. And I hope you also learn something too, viewers, that life sometimes can be controlled if you just have your own podcast. Thank you, Gabby, for having me. I hope you have a wonderful day and you win this time. And I hope you realize that.
Okay. This has been a lot for me. I've never been bullied off my own show before at the ending, but I appreciate it. Therapist Ricky Starks. I have to now go home and journal or something because I've never been so emotionally vulnerable in my life. And I don't know if I appreciate it. I don't know if I should say thank you. I'm not going to say LYMNB because I think you're going to bully me. So I don't know how to end. I don't know what to do. Ricky? Okay.
I must go now. My people
again.
need
Thank
me.
you. Let's go now. I will be back next week. Thank you for listening to this very special edition of Gabby AF. Peace and love.
It's about to get Gabby AF.
We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. It's nothing less, cause you rockin' with the best. Now we about to get Gabby AF.